The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
This is a story that goes back many years ago. I was zached that I was able to go to my Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Zatzal, many times, literally every single day. And he had a very advanced stage of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, very, very difficult. I saw some very difficult moments there. And despite all those very difficult moments, Rabbi Gifter, Shetechye, B'li'ayin hara, she's still alive and she's still sharp like a whip. Unbelievable. She's B'li'ayin hara, over 100 years old. Totally with it. It's B'li'ayin hara. And she used to have tremendous devotion towards her husband. I'm telling you, I saw it. There was only sometimes just me and the aide there who was unbelievable. And I have to tell you two stories that to this day still touches my inner core, and it told me about what a Jewish home is about. First story took place, the Rosh Yeshiva was having a very difficult day. The medication that he was taking literally was knocking him out. And the problem was that many people would come and visit, and Rosh Yeshiva had his head down, and people would say, Rosh Yeshiva, do you remember me? Do you remember me? And he would try very hard to pick his head up, but it was very difficult. Now, you have to understand, he was unbelievable mensch when it came to that. When people would ask him, he tried as much as possible, but it was very difficult. Every single time, without fail, I saw this with my own eyes. When it was very difficult for him, people told him he needs to eat, he needs to pick up his head. It was very difficult, and he tried. You see, he could try. But when his wife came over to him and said, Matal, lift up your head, boom, like that, his head shot up. Every single time. You can't write stories about that. That shows you the deep love and the connection they had with one another. When my wife says to me that, I pick show respect to your wife. Even though he was very, very sick, he knew and showed love and dedication to his wife. This is an embarrassing story. So I'm sorry. What happened was, we were going outside for a walk one time, and while we were going out for a walk, so the aide, his name was Denzel, giant of a man. He was like 6'8", African-American guy. You remember him? This Denzel, big guy, huge guy. So this guy Denzel, he would always go around pushing their shiva, and a very, very pleasant man. And I liked schmoozing with him, just talking with him. And, of course, I speak to a Shiva, obviously, right? But, Denzel was there, so I was schmoozing with him as we were walking down Nutwood Lane. So anyways, as we're walking down, the Rabbi, she joined us. And as we're there, we're talking. And we're having a nice conversation. And suddenly, in the middle, the Rabbi says, Yeshua, do you mind? I just have to go inside to get something for the Rosh Yeshiva. Do you mind if you stay here with Denzel? So anyways, she runs inside, and I'm there with Rosh Yeshiva, and Lahavda Alfei Avdallah with Denzel. So I'm sitting there with Denzel, and I say, by the way, Denzel, you're really good at doing this. Like, I can't imagine doing all the work that you do every single day. I mean, I see the work you do on a daily basis. How do you do that? He says, I'll tell you the truth. He says, this is not my first time doing this type of work. He says, really? It's not your first time doing this type of work? What do you mean? He says, yeah, I actually had another patient in Cleveland, literally the same thing. The husband had advanced stage of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. He could not eat, so they had to intubate him, and therefore it was very difficult. And same type of thing with sleeping patterns, etc., all that. And that's how I know how to do what I do so effectively and so efficiently. I said, oh, wow, that's amazing. He said, but you have to know something. That last home I came from, ooh, it was horrible. The wife used to scream at her husband, you're giving me living misery. I can't believe this is happening to me. Why, God, are you doing this to me? And she used to actually hit her husband and say, you're making me suffer. Why are you doing this to me? So I couldn't help, I'm sorry I'm saying this, but I couldn't help this. The Rebbe wasn't there. And he just said this story. I said, so Denzel, tell me, how is she with him? It was a disgusting question, but I asked it. He looks at me and goes, I have to tell you something. In my life, I've never seen such devotion. She's always kind, always gentle, always looking to somehow do something for her husband in any way, shape, or form. I've never in my life seen such devotion. I was so blown away from that. Afterwards, I asked Mechila, I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I had to ask the question. And she was laughing. She says, no, why would you even ask that? But you can't make stuff up like that. Is your home a home that you know you're so devoted to your family, and your family, when they see you acting like that, they're going to be devoted to you. They know Dad will always be there for me. They know that the family is so sacred that our home is a protected place.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org